Hi there, Steve Whitty here. Time for another video. This is a continuation of my Counting Down to 60 series, and this video is the 10 things I'm looking to do as I reach 60. Sat down, put pen to paper. Yes, I did use pen to paper, and decided these are things that I needed to do as I approached the grand age of 60. Probably the most important thing I'm going to have to do is declutter. Declutter, declutter, declutter. And by the way, did I say declutter? Over the years, I've accumulated a lot of stuff, be it tech, records, clothes, just cookbooks, you name it. I've accumulated it over the years, and I need to have a cull. It needs to go. Primarily is I don't really, when I do finally pass away, I don't really want to leave a big mess behind for my family. We had this when my mum passed away, and she was a seamstress, and she was forever keeping loads of loose material, scraps, bits of material, and she'd always tell everyone it'll be useful one day. Well, that day never came, and it just was an absolute nightmare to get rid of because it would always come in across stuff. So yes, so it's decluttering the flat. I've started that project. Yes, a fair few records are going to go. Clothes, the amount of clothes I've just got sticking at the back of the cupboards and the drawers, which I never wear. They can go. I don't need it. And I have had to have a reminder that the whole reason I'm decluttering is that I've got that much more stuff. I only live in a small flat, so there's lots of stuff floating around here, everywhere, and I would not paying attention one day, and I tripped over something and crashing down. So I don't know if you see this little scar on my wrist. That was the result of it. So it's a reminder that I need to declutter. And of course, when it comes to decluttering, I include myself. A few of you commented on my last video that the beard's gone. Yes, I've decluttered myself, so to speak. And it's partly because the only reason I grew the beard last year was I had Bell's palsy, and my nerves in my face had gone, so I couldn't really shave. So I just grew the beard. But I just found the beard to be, I was playing with it a lot. I let it grow too big, and I was like playing with it, twisting around with it. It became a distraction. So I just thought one day I just got the clippers out and just got rid. So there you go. Number one, decluttering. Number two is looking after myself. Yes, I've had a reminder this past week that about looking after myself. You may notice I have an Apple Watch, very fine product. I've had that one for nearly 10 years just after they launched. And last week, I had a notification on it saying that my resting heartbeat had gone below 40 beats per minute over 10 minutes. And then when I searched through, I found I had the one at the same previous day around the same time, which was 11:30. I was in the office, so I no reason why it should fall below 40. And I was a little concerned, and I phoned the doctors up, the local surgery up, and they put me through. I had an ECG on the following morning, and then I made me way to the doctors in the afternoon. It was nothing emergency or anything like that. And he explained to me, I forget the term, spirogyra or something like that. It sounds like the band name, to be honest. Basically, I'm quite active. I do a lot of walking. I don't drive, so I do tend to walk around a lot. And my heart is actually very healthy. And in fact, the test on my watch said that my blood oxygen level was good and my cardiac health was good. So it just explained that basically, because you've got a healthy heart, what happens sometimes is that the heart rate, your resting rate, goes down quite a bit. So yeah, so that was good, clean bit of health. But obviously, he asked me my weight, and he mentioned that I need to lose some weight. So yes, I do need to lose some weight. I do need to probably reconnect with the gym a little bit. I need to find some motivation to like do a workout, or maybe find just have a session with a physical trainer just to do get a circuit going. That will benefit me in the long term. Also, the appearance, the beards went, looking after myself. Stay mentally in tune as well. I'm a acting work wellbeing leader at our hub at work. I find mental health is actually something that I'm very passionate about. I've mentioned on this video on this channel that I've had some problem issues myself where things not have been right. So I do find it very important that I get involved, so I can sort of like let others know, try and avoid the mistakes I've made. What else? Yeah, that's about it. So as again, with the mental in tune, I include reading. So I've gone back to reading books, physical books, doing some puzzles as well, just to keep the brain ticking over. It's very easy for it to go out of sync watching football, watching Netflix, especially when you've done a hard day's work. You just want to tune off. Sometimes you just need to do something that keeps the old noggin working. Number 3 is get my finances in order. Again, it's something so I don't leave a mess for my family to clear up. Now, I mentioned in my last video that it's going to be a good year next year. I've got a couple of some exciting things coming up. Partly is my mortgage will be fully paid by June next year, and that's going to be a big financial burden off my neck. And yeah, I can't believe this day is going to come. I think I'm the only one. My brother and my sisters have paid up their property, but to have that suddenly disappear, it will free me up quite a bit. And also I've got a loan that will clear as well next year. So that's going to free up a significant chunk of money for me to sort of plan ahead then for the future. Talking of which, I bit the bullet and I decided to sort out all my old previous work pensions into one. Again, it's more for convenience. It's so that if anything happens, again, my family ain't gonna have to make phone calls to various companies for pittance, so it's just there in one lump sum. No, in terms of finances, I'm going to stop buying things that are just frivolous and unnecessary. Now, you know me from vinyl community. I have started to slow down the amount of records I buy. I haven't got that much room, and I am culling. I've so far culled about 50 records. They've all gone to Oxfam, and I just feel that I feel like the records I want are going to be the ones that keep, are the ones I really want. And again, like I really want. I have a area of music I like. It's about 70s rock and all that. I'm not one of these people that poo-poo streaming. I've got a very good streamer, and I like streaming music. It's convenient, especially if I've got other things to do. I treat it as though, especially if I put it on random, I treat it as though it's a radio. So I'm doing that as well. And also, as I hit 60, I'm entitled to a few benefits. National Express discount coach card gets me 30% off, and the National Rail card gets me 30% off, both of which I can apply for when I hit 60. Unfortunately, because I live in England, I don't get the free bus pass. We don't get that until you hit retirement age, which in England is going, by the time I retire, is 67. If I lived in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, I'd be entitled to my free bus pass at 60. I don't quite fathom it out. Only that there's far more far more English than there are Welsh, Northern Irish, and Scots combined, and they can afford it. I don't get it. I also get free prescriptions when I hit 60, which could be very useful in the coming years. Number 4, Reconnect. I do have a tendency to shut myself away a little bit. And I do that to a lot of people. It's nothing personal. I've always considered myself to be a bit of a loner, but to extent, a bit like build a wall around me and the wall gets impenetrable. You can't penetrate me, so to speak. And I need to stop that. As I get older, I need to reconnect. I'm not without friends and I'm not without family, but there's times where I just disappear for periods, and I need to stop that. And I do it with VC, and I think with the VC and the YouTube, which I think has caused it has been detrimental. So yeah, I need to get more involved with people. Use the messenger a bit more, just phone up or just message to say how everything doing. Just reconnect with people. Full stop. Number 5, take up a new hobby. I've always wanted to learn something different, and I'm sort of itching towards photography. I used to travel a lot, and I used to take around my camera with me. Not the camera on my phone, but just a camera. I just love taking photos. I just love clicking away. I used to do it when I had a proper film camera. I just click, and suddenly the roll of film had gone. I want to learn how to do it properly, and I think it's something I can do. Because there's a lot of interesting things to photograph, and I just want to get into that and how to edit, and probably with videos as well, do more videos, but learn how to do it properly and edit properly. So yeah, that's sort of going to be what I'm going to focus on as I hit 60. I want to travel more. Number 6. I do enjoy traveling. I used to do it a lot. I used to stay in hostels. Beauty of staying in hostels, there's always a pub crawl going on. But as I get older, I think my needs are slightly different. But I do like to travel. There's places I haven't been. I have not touched Southeast Asia, and that's probably where I want to travel to before I retire. But there's a lot of places in the UK I've never been to. I've never been to Cornwall. I've never been to Ireland, even though I've got an Irish surname. I've never ever been to Ireland. I've been fortunate to have been to the States and Canada. I'd love to go to the States again. So many places I want to do. I love reading travel guides because it fires my imagination up. And I love watching travel vlog videos as well. Especially those areas I don't know about, like China or wherever. Just so I could get an idea what they're about. So yeah, I just want to get my rucksack out, where I'll probably get a proper suitcase, and just enjoy being around, seeing different things. You always find the best of people when you travel. If you're careful, you don't get scammed. People, it can be quite easy, but you find that people are so grateful that they visit your country, they visit their country and their area. And I've met some really nice people when I've been on my travels. So yeah, I want to do a bit more of that. Number 7, serve the community. As you may be aware, I do volunteer on a local Oxfam on a Saturday morning. I look after the media, the records, CDs, tying with Peter at Psychotron. He donates a whole load of stuff that he doesn't need to Oxfam, and it brings in a fair bit of money for Oxfam. It can bring in up to £200 a week, and that's about 10% of our takings. So I'm always grateful to Pete for that. And I'll probably wanted to do a bit more time. Work allows me to have 5 days off for volunteering. So I'm going to take advantage of those. But I want to look at more opportunities. I'm lucky. I've always considered myself lucky. I've got a roof over my head, which is almost paid for. I'm reasonably healthy. I've got a family. I've got friends. But I know there's a lot of people out there that don't have that luxury, and it's about helping the community. I do believe in community. I'm not one of these people that thinks about themselves. I think, when we work together, everything feels better. At the moment, I see a lot of homelessness, particularly in the Birmingham city centre. Particularly, it's men. You just see it, and it's heartbreaking because they're asking you for money, and as much as I would love to give, if I give to one, I'm going to have to give to all. So in the end, I have to give to none. But also see the world needs the inequalities with the world. That's why I volunteer at Voxham. It's something it's at the core. It's something I'm passionate about, believing, helping the world. But there you go. Yeah, that's it. Just serve the community more and just really be more, helpful to people. Number 8, reading. I mentioned reading previously, but I want to just, fill my head with knowledge. I rediscovered reading. I set aside about half hour to an hour each night before I go to bed to read a chapter or two of a book. You might have seen my post on Instagram. I'm currently reading Yeah, Yeah, Yeah by Bob Stanley. It's sort of like a history of pop music. I'm almost finished that. I've got a few books up there that I need to pick up on. I'm not a big fiction reader, but I love reading biographies, history, music, sport, even politics. I do find that sort of thing interesting, and it just feeds the brain a little bit. So yeah, a bit more reading. Well, number 9, it's sort of disconnect from technology. I do like my tech, and I've told about the Apple Watch and how it's probably sort of starting my health a little bit. Yeah, and I have my phone. I am recording this video on my phone, but I don't want to get caught up in getting the latest tech just for the sake of it. I saw the Apple keynote video last week, and as much as I like the look of the iPhone 16 Pro, I don't think I'm going to buy tech for it. I said this is a 12 Pro. I got this for Music Magpie. I'll rent it for a year. Come back February, I'll look whether to keep it or rent a newer model, because I know it works. As long as I can upgrade the software, that's fine by me. The watch, I might go down the route and get change the watch. I had thought, ironically, about ditching the watch and just buying a proper watch, but given that the benefits on the health side may just be what I need, I might just do it. But I might go for a lower model that does the basics. Though then again, I do like the look of the Ultra Watch 2, the black titanium one. So I've got Reconnect. But likewise, reading books, not using the Kindle. I know it's easy to put a Kindle in the rucksack and wherever and just take it, and you've got all these books to hand, but you can only read one at a time. Yeah, streaming, yeah, I'll give that, but I still got the records, so I'll go that. But it's stepping back from being too reliant on tech. I think that's what it is. you know, I see people walking around, FaceTiming, walking. We're not paying attention to what's going on out there. I mean, I will not yield to anyone that's not looking where they're going. If they bump into me, then bump into me, and it serves them bloody right if they drop the phone. But I feel it's important to take a step back and just sort of reconnect a little bit. And the final one, number 10, enjoy myself. Life's for living. So I got this reminded about recently the former England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson passed away. And when he passed away, all the stories came out. And I think the one that sort of stuck with me, he was just about to be sacked from Manchester City. He was managing at the time. And I think they were on a end of season break. And one of the players, I think a guy called Dietmar Hamann, a German international, was lying on the sunbed or whatever, just relaxing. And Sven-Göran Eriksson comes out with a bottle of champagne and 2 glasses. And news had come out he'd been sacked or whatever, he was about to be sacked. And Hamann asks Eriksson, well, what's all this for? You know, the champagne for? And he goes, well, and Eriksson replies, it's to celebrate life. And that's what life is. It's a celebration. We do have our ups and downs, and no doubt I'll have ups and downs coming up soon. But it's a celebration. You know, I think when you get older, I think you tend to appreciate the fact that you've got it's how important life is and how it should be celebrated. You know, VC meetups that I've had, spending time in the record shop, volunteering at Oxfam, just having a laugh at work, you know, these sort of things are so what make life what it is. So there you go. Those are my 10 things. I was going to say VC there, but you know, 10 things I'm looking to do by the time I hit 60, as I approach 60. So if you've stuck through to this video to the end and liked what you've seen, thumbs up, thumbs down, love the interaction. Feel free to leave a comment. I will get back to you. If you haven't subscribed and think it might be worth subscribing, then click on the subscribe button. Apparently it helps with the analytics. So I hope you all have a good week. Whatever you do, look after yourselves, look after one another, and keep on smiling.